Hello, my video vlogging friends, and welcome to day 3/day 4 of my video vlog challenge. The reason why it's 3/4 is I've had some technical difficulties with my computer, and unfortunately I have a dying fan. Not one of you guys, if I have fans, I hope you're not dying. But no, the fan in my computer is unfortunately dying, and it looks like I may have to save up for a new laptop. Maybe I can get something better. Stronger. We have the technology. Anywho, so day 3's challenge was to talk about my favorite book. Now, I am part of a family that are a bunch of avid readers, and so I can't really pick just one favorite book. Growing up, I did have a favorite book that was called Irish Children's Stories, or Irish Legends for Children. There we go. And it had a bunch of different, obviously, children's stories from Ireland. My favorite story out of it was Uiscin and Tirnanog, which was a story about a young man who got the chance to go to another world with this beautiful golden-haired gal, and he was only there for a very short amount of time, like not even an entire day. And when he comes back to his own world, he finds out that all the people that he knew and loved have died and moved on, and the children that he knew have grown up and have children or grandchildren of their own. It's a very good form of showing, if you walk away from something, how easily you could lose it in such a short amount of time. Another story was also The Children of Lear. That was another story in that book. Now, I can't remember all of the other stories, but if you can find it anywhere, I definitely recommend it, especially if you have little ones of your own. You can find it through barnesandnoble.com, and yeah, anywho. But I do have a bunch of favorite authors instead of favorite books. Currently I'm reading the Jim Butcher books that are the Dresden Files, which is about a wizard named Harry Dresden who helps in different police cases in the Chicago area. And of course they deal with werewolves and vampires and all these other types of creatures, and it's pretty interesting seeing how much trouble Mr. Dresden can get into. Another favorite author is Laurel K. Hamilton. She wrote the Anita Blake Vampire Hunter series. My favorite book out of that series is actually the very first one, which is called Guilty Pleasures. They did make a graphic novel out of that as well, so if it sounds familiar, that may be why. But Guilty Pleasures definitely lined up a lot of stuff for this series, and it was just very well written, and it had a lot of character development. And but yeah, I definitely recommend that series as well. These are all very long book series, by the way. Like, I'm talking like either 15 or more than 15 books. Another really good series is the Mercy Thompson series by Patricia Briggs. Mercy Thompson has her own garage. She works on cars and all this kind of stuff. I'm not going to talk too much about it because I don't want to give anything away, because teeny tiny little bits and pieces can easily give these books away. So I definitely recommend those as well. But I'm going to go ahead and cut that for day 3 so I can move on to day 4. And again, I do apologize for having to put these both in one video. But day 4's challenge is actually to talk about who inspires me the most. Now, I do have quite a few people that do inspire me. The number one person I probably would have to say would have been my dad. He pushed me to do a lot of things growing up, with choir and music and band and theater and art and pretty much everything. Softball, volleyball, the works pretty much. He was always one of the people that, if I felt like giving up, he was kind of there to cheer me back up and make me go back for what I was needing to get to for goals. He was just the kind of person that he would give you the shirt off his back if he could. He would give you money even if you're a homeless person on the street and just needed food. In fact, he bought food for a gentleman one night outside of a gas station, and Unfortunately, the guy wasn't really wanting the money for food. In fact, he was pretty disgusted at the fact that Dad bought him a couple hot dogs and coffee. But I guess there's people out there like that. You can't really get around them. Uh, Another person that really inspires me is my mom. She's a nurse. She's been a nurse for a long time now, and just how much of a drive that she has on her own too. She's a very strong, very independent woman, and dear Lord, do not make her angry. Um, I always crack jokes with her that, she can be a real big pain in the rear and can sometimes be a total you-know-what. But honestly, she's a damn good nurse. I would never second guess anything of her knowledge in the medical field. Um, in fact, if there's a question that I have that I'm worried that I may need to go to the hospital for, instead of just up and racking another hospital bill, I just go ahead and give her a call and explain my symptoms, and she'll let me know if I need to go or not. Um, she's just, like I said, she's strong, and she she's very, very full of wit. I do have to say that. She's a little spitfire. I do give her that. That's probably where my sister and I get it from too. But overall, people that helped raise me within the sci-fi community, I had a lot of people that inspired me. Whether it was in the sci-fi group or just friends of my family or family members in general. It was one of those. By growing up in the sci-fi community, all of us kids were treated as adults at a young age. So I personally think that we're more responsible now and more mature because, I've met other 25-year-olds and all they do is go out and drink and get stupid, and I've never understood of getting stupid drunk other than to be stupid. So yeah, I think that helped a lot, and the fact that back then parents weren't afraid to discipline their kids. So, if any of us kids did something wrong, well, buddy, we knew it. But, I always crack jokes that I think people will probably think I'm a horrible parent because I'm a firm believer in discipline. Obviously not beating your child, but, there are times that I see kids, like, for instance, tonight we saw a kid go running into a parking lot without being next to their parent. Like full on run through the parking lot. And I had said to Mike, so, if I was that kid, my rear would be black and blue because of that. I'm sorry, but something like that deserves a swat on the butt. Nothing hard. For us kids, whenever we got spanked, it was more of the sound that startled us, and that's why it triggered the crying or the confusion. It was because just hearing whap. Ah! But anywho, other than that, I'm kind of segueing. Like I said before, I segue. Not segue, but segue. Anywho, well, I'm going to go ahead and cut that for today, and I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves. If not, sorry. Well, have a good night. Bye.